You are listening to Any Given Sunday, Australia.
Yes, hello and welcome to the Any Given Sunday Australia podcast, the number one podcast in this household. Joining me again for his second week in our row is our work experience kid turned pro, our collarbone cuzzy, NBA pundit, Philadelphia man, Danny Webb. How are you, mate?
Oh, I'm good.
To miss a little Tuesday, a little recap, but happy to.
Yeah, it was a big day on the tools for me at work, so I got home quite late and I was pretty rooted. So we'll move on from that. We're straight back into. We're good today. We've got a big episode today.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll make up for it. Don't even worry about that. Probably a terrible time to have a drink, but that's all right. All right. So because we did miss the Tuesday session, we've decided that we're going to do a recap of just a couple of games. I've picked a couple of games and you've picked a couple of games. You want to shoot us off first? What games have you picked?
So I obviously have to go with Eagles and their
first loss of the season, because obviously we had.
I get the podcast curse, caught off you, obviously, because you
Back
the season.
Neither doing fantastic.
On the podcast 1 week and
So they had a
loss to the Commanders.
The Eagles had
Turnovers, I think they had 4.
That's interception, which is not. It keeps the Commanders in the hunt.
Record. So obviously it's a massive game for them, and
I don't know if Philly really put.
They probably should have. It's controlled the game with like a rushing attack. Completed
17 of 26 passes. Yeah,
he did throw 2 touchdowns, but like I said before,
he also had a rushing touchdown in the first quarter. This week
against the Commanders.
Heineke, yeah.
Oh, very close.
Completed 17 out of the 29 plays for 211 touchdowns.
211 touchdowns. That's huge for him.
No.
Yeah.
Is what I was trying.
Yeah. Get the frog out of your throat, mate. Get the frog out of your throat.
Yeah,
that's what about
what's
game.
The second game you got for us, mate?
The second game, well, we had to touch on it, was the Colts.
Took this one 25-20. Obviously with the new coach, but
they managed to rally past the Raiders.
Ryan completed 21 of 28 passes.
He also benefited from a running game led by Jonathan Taylor, who rushed for 147 yards,
including a 66,
which was very impressive.
Derek Carr also
passes for 248 yards and 2 touchdowns. Was instrumental
in helping the Raiders rally in the second.
Which caught 6
passes for 102 yards and a touchdown in the final 30 minutes.
Yeah. I was going to bring this game up as well. Just like you said, a pretty instrumental game for the fact that Jeff Saturday never called a game in his life or never actually coached a game besides high school football, and then to come in and get the win was pretty big for them and the Colts. So, yeah, definitely. I've got a couple of games that I've chosen as well. I think the first one has been touted as a game of the year already, and we're only halfway through the season. It was the Vikings versus the Bills. The Bills were heavy favourite. We spoke a bit about it last week with Josh Allen. Big difference whether he played or not. So he did suit up. He had a big guard on his arm where his elbow was taken out. But he still completed. Oh shit! I'll have a look. But they came out. They came out strong early. They were leading 24-7, I think, at halftime. There you go. He completed 29 of 43 for 330 yards. So we're still throwing the ball, Josh Allen, but they crumbled a little bit late, and Minnesota came home with a wet sail, as me and Cardi would say. It ended up being 30 all at full time, but to set the scene, Minnesota were heading down the field with late to go. They needed 3 or 4 points, so they needed a touchdown to go ahead, and they got stopped on the 1 yard line. It was only like 45 seconds to go. So you think game? I actually turned off the TV at this point because the other games had started, and then stupid me, and then went to Buffalo. Had the ball. Josh Allen fumbled the ball in the end zone. Minnesota recovered, so they got a touchdown to go 3 up with 30 seconds to go. Josh Allen then went down the field and they kicked a field goal with as time expired. So there was 3 scores in the last 35 seconds. And then, then Minnesota they went down, kicked the field goal in overtime. Buffalo went back down, and they looked like they were going to score again to go ahead to win. But Patrick Peterson of the Minnesota Vikings got a interception in the end zone to end the game. So huge win for Minnesota. They go to 8-1, and I reckon now that your boys have lost, they've gone top of the NFC. And the Bills are now 6-3 and have slid down in the AFC rankings. Even in their own division, I think they're third in their own division. So the AFC East is very, very strong. But definitely, like you said, an incredible game. Kirk Cousins, 30 of 50 for 357. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions in the game. And then Josh Allen was the same. He had 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, but a lot of rushing yards too. So Dalvin Cook, 14 rushes for 119 yards and a touchdown. And then on Buffalo's side, Josh Allen, he went for 84 yards as well. Oh, that was a mouthful, but there was a...
What an incredible end to like...
What an incredible end to regulation time, though. Like to have 3 scores in the final 35 seconds
is pretty incredible.
Oh, like I said, I turned it off and then switched it back, and they were in overtime. And I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" They stopped. There was 45 seconds left. How the hell are we in this? So I had to go back and watch it. But yeah, no, it was an incredible, like you said, incredible finish. Josh Allen's been in probably the 2 most incredible finishes of a game, including the AFC Championship last year with. I wasn't to go into the AFC Championship last year with the Kansas City Chiefs. So, yeah, if you haven't seen that game, go back and watch the last minute 40. I think there was four scores in the last minute 40 but incredible. But I do. Guess who's back again. Aaron Rodgers is back, baby. We are on the board. We got the W. As soon as I had 2 games, I was always talking about this one. The Packers got the win against Dallas. Did you have the pleasure of actually watching it, or?
I did manage to catch the final. I was obviously watching for you to see if you could get the.
Yeah.
You were in New Jersey in last week's episode. Really have to bring home.
We did say I needed to give him a bit of is it good juju or good vibes, and we finally did. I was watching. We kept it tight. I wasn't confident in the third quarter when we were 14. Well, heading into the fourth quarter, we were 2 touchdowns down. But it was a real Packers type win. We just did enough to get over the line. So, yeah, I was more than stoked. Like I just mentioned to you before, Aaron Jones, 24 carries for 138 yards and a touchdown. I think we had over 200 rushing yards with A.J. Dillon as well. So, but on the other side, C.D. Lamb had 11 receptions, 150 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But a special mention to our rookie wide receiver, Christian Watson. He had my Wookie. Yeah. My Wookie wide receiver.
Yeah.
He had 4 catches for, I think it was about 110 and 3 touchdowns. So a real breakout game for him, especially he's had a few fumbles of late, or early. So yeah, real good for him and probably good for our future. I sent a message to Harrow, and he's a Dallas man, and when he caught that first 58-yard touchdown, Christian Watson, I said, "This has changed. This will change our season." So, like I said, guess who is back? I reckon the Packers will go on a run now, and we're $126 to win the Super Bowl. I might put a cheeky 100 on, I reckon.
Yeah,
that's big returns, big returns.
So,
Got the cheese hat.
got that ready. Got that ready to start wearing.
Absolutely. This one, I'll have it all primed and ready, sitting next to me the whole day.
Yeah, just good to go.
There's no dust on it. What are you talking about?
Oh,
There we go. Yeah. It's fine. We're good. I do have a special mention as well. It was the early game on Sunday, so Monday for us. Tom Brady and the Bucks got the win over Seattle over in Germany. Now, a little quiz for you. Tom Brady is the first quarterback ever in his 23 years, I reckon now, to get 4 wins in 4 different countries. Do you reckon you can name them?
America, the USA.
Good. Yep, good start.
Germany, that's 2.
Yep.
Then England.
Yep. One more.
See, this one's tough.
So they play a lot of games. England, I knew because they always play games.
That was
a little bit easier. The other two,
this one might stump me.
Is it?
I think there is another game down. I think down there this year, down from the United States.
Maybe Mexico would be.
He's done it. Good work. Oh, hang on. Yeah, he played in Mexico.
Yep.
I believe. I'm not even going to say it. It probably could have been the Bucks, could have been New England, but yeah, Mexico was the 4th one. I think San Fran take a game down there later this year. So, well done, mate. Good work.
Yeah,
that's a question without notice. Without notice.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
Like starting to compete in some of these like
larger.
NBA.
They're probably
next city if it does go into an expansion because they've got so many sports fans.
It's almost silly. Like they're missing out on such a massive.
Do NBA play games down there?
It's been so hard since the old COVID seasons. I think every now and then the NBA does what the NFL does.
Somewhere else, it still counts as a regular season game.
They've done it as far as a whole team missing their.
Do that as much as the NFL.
Yeah, but I guess that's where the NFL have got they're trying to expand a bit more and get their name out there a bit more, eh?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely better exposure.
It's obviously incredibly smart.
All right, we'll get into some news, and we're going to start off with the TMac injury report. We're just going to run through some of the bigger names that have gone down. The biggest one is probably Rams Cooper Kupp. He's gone on the IR. He had an ankle surgery this week, so he'll be out for at least 4 weeks, possibly more. Your boy's tight end, Dallas Goedert. He'll miss a couple of weeks. He hurt his shoulder during the game it was a Monday game. The Bears' second leading rusher. Now, I reckon he's behind the quarterback. So they're leading rusher, but the second leading rusher yards. Khalil Herbert. He's on IR. He's got a hip injury that he's been struggling with, so he'll be out for at least 4 weeks. And the Colts' big linebacker, Shaq Leonard, he's actually gone in for his second back surgery of the season. And that, unfortunately, will put an end to his season, it looks like. So they're the probably 4 biggest injuries news that we have this week. I know there's a couple more that have come out, but not as big as those 4, especially going on IR, those 2.
Really, Cooper Kupp.
He had tight rope ankle surgery.
They say it's a 4 to 6 week recovery, just
as it is.
4 weeks.
I think they literally just try and tighten all your tendons in your ankle. So,
Yeah.
so you start rolling your ankle. So
For him, I think it is
will be
short.
and like, would you bring him back if you keep on hitting?
With potential to undoing that surgery and having to have it done again.
Well, I think it has to be done for 4 weeks going on the IR, so it's a minimum 4 weeks. And in 4 weeks' time, we're going to know whether the Rams are, shit or actually still half a chance. So you definitely make the call then. But like you said, it's a pretty full-on surgery for especially the wide receiver position. You got to make cuts. You got to, turn on a dime. If you've got a little bit of a dodgy ankle that you've just had surgery on, I wouldn't be rushing him back.
Absolutely not. No. You need your feet.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, some quick news stories. So the Commanders have come out and said, I sent you the article, but it's actually changed since then. They were thinking about starting Taylor Heinicke unless Carson Wentz improved dramatically, and they've come out today and said that he is not. He will still be missing Carson Wentz, so he's been taken off the IR. I think he broke his thumb about 4 weeks ago. Taylor Heinicke has replaced him. He's had the big win against the Eagles this week, and they've decided we're gonna keep starting Taylor Heinicke this week.
Yeah, so
But everything I had was leaning towards
that
it.
anyway.
One,
With Heinicke,
had a big upset against us, the Eagles. Thank you for bringing that up again.
Yep, you're
and the coaches came out and said, like, prior to the
and what the mood is for the team.
And he also said that he will fully commit to them, and he doesn't want them looking over their shoulders.
As well.
You've just gone 3-1 with this. We're going to stick.
Even if they're out back,
Almost
like flip the roles.
Yeah, I'd be definitely leaning to, like, you don't mess with momentum, not in this sport anyway. So just like Dallas did with Cooper Rush, I'd just keep him in there until he either, plays a bad game and then you can kind of swap it out and see what's going on, or, God forbid, hurts himself. But yeah, I'd definitely be. They look a better team with Taylor Heinicke in there. So I reckon there's a big chance that Carson Wentz doesn't get back.
Yeah, the offensive coaching staff know that.
And obviously
the coach knows it because he was coming in.
We're going to run with the momentum.
So it's like,
yeah.
Fully being announced anyway.
Yeah. Everyone knew. I think everyone would have known anyway, going, Taylor's doing pretty bloody well. I think I called it when he first come in, saying, I reckon their first game he played was against us. And I like him as a quarterback. He played pretty well when he got his chance last year. And they brought in Carson Wentz in the offseason. But, yeah, I don't know. I like Carson Wentz. He just keeps Taylor Heinicke. He keeps it simple. Doesn't go too far outside of his scope. But he's got some balls too. He'll have a crack for you, which is what you need at quarterback, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another story, Aaron Rodgers has come out. My boy, Aaron Rodgers. He's just the latest in a plethora of players that have come out and said that the NFL needs to dump. It's got billions of dollars. It needs to dump millions of it into its stadiums and just convert them all back to grass fields. We've got a lot of artificial and turf fields in the NFL. And there just seems to be, that word again, a plethora of injuries that are coming out. A lot of knee injuries. The Packers 2 weeks ago when we had 8 players out in one game. It was on a turf field. So whether that's a direct correlation or it just seems to be, everyone seems to think that. I haven't played too many games on a turf field, but like we said with the Cooper Cup, a lot of cutting and a lot of movements and stuff. The field just doesn't quite react the same as a grass field does, and the players are now pretty much getting sick of it, saying that the NFL should put their money where their mouth is and upgrade all these turf fields.
It's
actually used by 7 teams: the Giants, Jets, Lions, Vikings.
So it's a fair amount of stadiums that
still
slit
film turf.
an argument that there was a huge discrepancy
between
grass fields and
this synthetic.
But then it was a result of the league and the NFL's player association didn't recommend any of the changes.
The surfaces
or agreed that there's more study that is needed on this. So it's like
you're getting arguments from players saying,
but the
NFL Players Association, which is obviously
an agreement being like, oh, actually, there needs to be more research.
So,
yeah,
I personally,
you think that they'd be listening to the players that are actually playing on the
that are coming out of them. Because like you said, there's a lot more
from what
battles,
and like longer lasting injuries rather than the smaller injuries that are sustained on a all grass field.
Yeah. Well, even just the it's not smaller, but just less impact injuries where the turf or the grass fields are able to work with your joints a bit more and a bit more give in them, and it doesn't lead to these ACLs. And we're losing players for 12 months. It's just not what we need.
No, and more players are doing
fake stuff.
So they keep players on the
highest competitive
level of football that you can.
Put the money, put the hand in the pocket, bring out the money, make them all
grass.
Yeah, absolutely. Was SoFi, was the Chargers one of those teams that had that turf field?
No.
Okay, because there has been not on your list. Broncos, Aaron Patrick. He's sued the NFL, I believe. Was it the NFL? Or the Chargers? I'm not sure.
Yeah, sued a lot.
But he's put
the NFL
Chargers, the stadium.
Both.
Yeah. There was
so, yeah,
the NFL was in there, the Chargers with the stadium itself, and I can't remember what for.
Yeah, so because he has done his ACL earlier this year. He suffered the injury in the overtime game against the Chargers on Monday Night Football, where Patrick, here you go, read it here. Patrick pushed Chargers punt returner out of bounds on the fourth down play. Then he collided with a sideline worker. And then he stepped on a mat which covered the television cables. And obviously the leg went out from under him and he tore his ACL. So it sounds like he's trying to recover some of his pay that he has lost. And it says a request.
Yeah, so he's
Patrick's
trial, so it sounds pretty full on.
Yeah, so Patrick's on a split contract, which means
which is 825,000
is actually reduced to under 500,000 if he suffers the injury that prevents him from playing.
Right.
His negligence in the way that the stadium was set up, the way that
he stood on should have been there in his mind, like I said.
And if it isn't just straight grass and
rubber back was covered in cables,
so his argument is that it should have been there in the first place.
Hurt himself
and never would have lost his wage.
Yeah. So that's like you said, negligence on behalf of SoFi and the NFL. So that makes sense. Yeah. And last news that we got, well, just a bit of a not news, but an update to the draft order for next year. This obviously moves week to week, but I just wanted to touch on the top 5. Have you had a look at the top 5 for the current draft spots for next year's draft?
So what I looked at was if the season ended
right now, the rest of the games against the playoffs, this is where the teams would be sitting. So
so what really intrigued me, so I'll go through them. We got number 1 would be, like you said, if the season ended right now, the Houston Texans would have the number 1 pick. The Vegas Raiders, so Cardi's boys, would have the number 2 pick. The Panthers would have number 3. Stop talking in my ear. So this is the one that, the one that intrigued me. The Philadelphia Eagles would have number 4. So they acquired the pick from the New Orleans Saints either last year or the year before. And then the Jags would have number 5. So four of those top five is probably fair enough. But your Philly Eagles, who are sitting pretty at the moment, have just slid in there at number 4.
Which would be absolutely massive for the Eagles.
Oh,
in this order, it obviously has a lot to do with where the Saints finished.
So as long as the Saints
got the same
and finish in the same sort of spot, then yeah, they could be looking at the 4th pick,
which
obviously building on
an already impressive season.
8-1 at this stage of any teams would be with that record at this moment.
So if the Eagles can then manage to come,
laughing.
Oh, that'd be huge. They just add to either their strong offense or their even stronger defense. So that'd be a massive. But just to give you an idea of how quickly things change, the Packers before this week had number 6. We are now, after one win, we have number 14. So it can change very, very quickly with just a couple of wins. So I don't know. Like you said, the Saints are struggling a fair bit, but it can be turned around pretty quickly, which you obviously do not want.
No,
yes. So not only am I now
win, just continue to keep on winning.
So continue to keep on winning, but now, unfortunately, I don't like
to lose.
As a Philly fan,
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
The same, the high pick that we're going to end up getting.
So they've got the Rams this week, so the Rams suck. So sorry, mate.
Yeah, well,
all we can do is root. All we can do is hope.
Yeah. All we can do is hope.
It's time for questions without notice.
Now, I told you this last week. I went a little bit easy on you last week with the questions without notice, but this week we've just stepped it up a little bit. I've already thrown one at you, which you did pretty well, which is the Tom Brady 4 countries, and I lobbed it up and you've hit it out of the ballpark. So I've got 2 more questions for you, and they, just to give you an idea, they're coach related. All right.
Lovely, because I know all the NFL.
Yeah, perfect. So you'll do swimmingly. The good thing is you don't need to know who they are. The first question is: do you think it's possible, or probable, or do you think you would, if you were a GM, would you fire a first-year head coach, i.e., the Las Vegas Raiders, who are currently sitting at what, 2-8 or something like that?
Yeah, so as a GM,
I'll be looking at it, and it is.
It takes a little bit to get
the ball. Point of the season, you would have built some form of continuity with the players, and you can move forward.
So
you're then going to go back and get a.
So it's like you're probably be able to pay call.
If it really depends, I think. The Raiders are kind of on the hot seat coming up.
Start winning a few of these, it might be a bit of a different
story. But if they lose every game for the rest of the season, I think 2 and.
The whole season's not good enough. It's not justifiable to stick on as a head coach.
No, especially when you've gone out. So we are using the Vegas Raiders just for, to keep Cardi happy. 2-7 after 9 games, heading into round 11. They've had a bye. But they did go out and spend huge money on Devontae Adams, obviously. And they tried to upgrade their defensive line to help Crosby. But he's got 7 sacks for the years, Max Crosby with 2 X's. And the rest of their offensive line have only got 3 sacks completely. So, I understand that you're saying you got to give them time to a bit of continuity and stuff like that. But if you've gone out to spend all this money to win now and you're 2-7, something's going wrong. So, yeah, I don't know. I think he'd be very stiff if he did get fired. But, yeah.
Yeah, and like we said,
they're going to have the second pick in the 2023 draft. The highest pick since
the
first overall.
Yeah. So Do you give the coach one more year as a
It's obviously
changing coaches
mid-season is not necessarily great,
but he's also first year. So do you give him a couple to see how it performs from there, or do you just
let's go for win now, get another head coach in?
Yeah, it is. It'd be interesting. I don't know what kind of contract they gave him. That would be. I know Al Davis has money coming out of every orifice, but that is still come into it, I'm sure.
Yeah, obviously finances
will always come into it.
All right, so that was a long question without notice. First one. Let's try and keep this second one a little bit tighter, a bit closer. And it rolls along the same thing. You almost brought it up that if they do fire someone at this point of the year, do you think after the success so far of Jeff Saturday, do you think teams start to lean towards giving ex-players, a bit more of a go instead of, the band of old coaches that have either been fired before or, had their go and not quite succeeded?
Are you saying
because he's got
1-0?
So he is the only coach that has a chance at the moment of never being defeated. He could be undefeated for the rest of his coaching career. Just keep that in mind.
You don't think if he goes undefeated, the Colts? If I was
absolutely.
If I was a Colts GM, he'd be undefeated for the rest of the season. In whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
To circle back to you.
Yeah, I think any GM who's looking at firing
at any point, whether it's start and
middle,
however they're looking at,
they're always going to be looked to see how a new coach has gone into a squad, when they've gone in, and how they've approached
lost from that. And just the teams were out. Like that's the thing with the Raiders.
Like you said, they've dropped a whole lot of money.
It's not changing the coach. It really integrate all the players, performing a little bit better.
Yeah. We did say last week that the new coach bump or new coach bounce, and we were right. We picked it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, the Colts came out and did exactly what they needed.
So, do you think more players will get a gig?
Yes, I'm going with yes.
Fair enough. Nice.
Well, you said short and sweet, but
go back to what I know best.
That's enough basketball. There's been so many gone on to become head coaches that are good, and a lot of them are really bad. So, I don't know.
Yeah. So,
I can see that more. Whether it's going to work successfully
or not, time will tell.
Flip a coin.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. Heads. You're wrong. All right. That's our news and our segments done. So we're going to get into this week's slate of games. Have you got it up there, mate? Are you ready to fire through them? Nice. I'll talk a little bit of dribble until you're ready to go then.
I'm ready to go.
You are ready to go. All right, let's get into it. That was great dribble by me.
Sure. So first up, tomorrow's game.
Titans at your Packers.
Yeah, baby. So, being at the great Lambeau Field that it is. Yeah. Mwah. It's a beautiful thing, this. So we would be favourite, but it'll be pretty close. I reckon we're maybe 1.5 favourites.
Actually, 3.5 favourites, which is quite a big line.
Bit more than
in the past, 4 or 5 weeks.
It wasn't looking too good for them.
No, you're right. 5 in a row before then, but it is just a little bit of inside knowledge. It's snowing in Green Bay, so a run-heavy game, which will help Derrick Henry and our boys, the AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones. But I'll go first, being my boys. I'm always going to back my boys, especially 3.5 at home, Lambeau Field. We got this, baby.
Yeah, so I go opposite just because.
Okay, I'm gonna go the Titans. I'm going to the Titans.
Nice.
I
will say,
win, but it's going to be by 8
field goal, nothing more.
nice. That'll be real good for a multi if you stuck that in there. I will say, that'll be real juice. I will say that I haven't got our results from last week after a big couple of days at work, but I will for next week, I promise.
So just
We can't just go to the first week.
together because it'll seem like a better competition that way.
It will.
We got
The Panthers.
Ooh, interesting. It should be a big line. Ravens had a good win. 9.5 to the Ravens.
It's actually
which is a massive line.
don't fall.
Team.
This is sports bet, by the way. So if you
Yeah, 13.5.
No issue. You're picking first though, so yeah, that's good.
Our team's
ridiculously big. So I don't know what to say. I'm going to say the Panthers.
I think that's probably fair. I'm going to go the Ravens. They're the only team that's had a double-digit lead in every game this year. That's why.
Yeah.
Next game, we got the Browns at the Bills.
Browns suck. Bills. This should be closer. Surely this one's closer to the 9.5 line.
7.5. You're off today. Maybe need
a little bit more sleep. But yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
I know. More of this.
7.5. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Bills.
I'm going to pick the Bills, but just a nice little a side note that what's his name? Who's the quarterback? Deshaun Watson. He's started to train at the Browns quarterback who's been suspended for 12 games or 11 games. He's eligible to start training at the Browns now too. So he'll be back in a few weeks. Just a nice little side note.
You are taking him.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think it should be there.
Yeah.
Next we have the Philly Eagles. The Colts.
So the whole new coach bump versus coming
into last week.
Yeah.
You're picking first. Oh, I'm going to pick the line. Sorry. I'll pick the line. I'll pick the line first, though. It should still be pretty big. I reckon maybe this one's 7.5.
This one's 6.5. This is good.
Yeah, like.
Like I said, I'm not going to pick against the Eagles. So
Eagles.
I'll take
it 6.5. Hey, I'll take them to 13.5. Doesn't matter.
Oh, well, we have said all year we're going to pick the Eagles until they give us a reason not to pick the Eagles, and they've finally given me a reason not to pick them. So I'm going to say the Colts. Jeff Saturday's first game at Lucas Oil Stadium, they will get They could even get the W here, 8-2 for the Eagles.
Yeah, whew. You're just trying to bring me down.
Correct.
You're just trying to bring me and the Philly boys down.
The
first flag.
I needed to help. I need the Packers to get up there a little bit, so this will help.
Next game, we got the Jets at the Patriots.
Ooh, divisional game. The Patriots. No, the Jets might have beat the Patriots not long ago. So Just a little side note for you. But at home, Patriots would be 3.5 favourites.
Done it.
They are. The
I'm
Patriots are 3.5 favourites.
Nice.
I'm back.
I'm back, baby.
This is
my pick. The Jets have been good. I'm going to go the Patriots. Patriots will cover.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a real toss up, that one, I think.
Yeah,
Nice enough line.
like you said, the Jets have been playing well. It is at
Jets.
Nice.
Next game,
we have
at the Texans.
Ooh, Commanders can get on a bit of a run here.
Like I said before,
Surely it's the
they're 5-5 now, so they're
5-5 and in the hunt.
yeah.
Maybe they might be a 3.5 line as well.
2.5.
flat.
I said 2.
Like you said, you said 3.5.
Oh,
line.
sorry. Nah, Washington will be favourite, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. I just
That's
wanted
a
to
clarification then. I just do want.
Woo. Yeah, well,
this-
give it to me because I'm right.
this is back to
Me,
me.
I am going to take Washington.
Ain't no team. You don't be able to run, as we were talking about before.
Momentum's everything in this league, so yeah, I'm gonna...
Couldn't have said it better myself. And I agree. And I'm also taking them.
Next, we have the Rams
at the Saints.
Yeah, we spoke about this game before. The Rams suck. Unfortunately for you, I reckon being down in New Orleans, I reckon the Saints will be favourites, but maybe a close one. So they might. I'm going to say 2.5 to the Saints.
half favourite. So in my
I hope
Wow.
the Rams.
shake off their championship.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, it does not. Alvin Kamara keeps doing his kind of stuff, but I'm going to say the Rams. They'll bounce back. They'll cover.
Yeah.
I'm going to root for the Rams as well.
Yeah, you'll jump on them. Good call.
Yeah, absolutely. Detroit Lions at the Giants. New York.
Yeah, absolutely. This is on one of those turf fields, the slit turf fields.
Injury Central.
Giants will be favourites. Yeah, that's it. Who's going down? Giants will be favourites by 4.5.
Giants only favourite by 2.5.
I think it's going to...
Wow.
Lions 1 point lead, 1 point win last week.
Over the Bears.
Yeah. Well, they're 2 in a row. 2 in a row for the Lions. Your pick.
Oh,
Oh,
Sydney.
yeah, Sydney.
I'm going to say just pick the opposite.
I don't really have...
So I'm going to go for the Giants for this one.
Yes, I agree. I'm not going to pick the opposite. I'm going to say the Giants at home, they'll get the job done. Especially with, 2.5, did you say? I reckon they'll cover that pretty comfortably.
Yeah, that's 2.5.
It's a field goal on top, which...
Correct.
Next, we have the Bears
at the...
Right. Bears have been looking pretty good lately, but the Falcons at home would be favourites by 2.5.
3.5.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This will be, it could be quite an interesting game, this one. I reckon I'm going to back Justin Fields to bounce back after their loss. He's going to have a day out, and the Bears will cover and win. More rushing yards. 3-0.
Yep.
He's had two back-to-back 100 games, so I reckon he got another 100 in him.
Going there.
Yeah, I'm also going to go Chicago for this one.
Yeah, nice. They're actually underdogs, so that's
3.5. Yeah, but it's 3.5. It's
I reckon,
which is a big thing.
like I said,
yeah.
I'm really intrigued, especially with all the commentary going on about
To see how he handles it all and what he does. So yeah, but
next we got Cardi.
Yep, nice.
the Broncos.
Another divisional game usually means they're going to be pretty close. Broncos would have to be favourites by 3.5. Seems to be a pretty standard line today.
That's 2.5. The favourites by 2.5.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting.
Fuck's sake.
It's the Raiders. What the Raiders are going to do.
Can they bounce back? I don't think so because the Broncos are really good in the secondary. So, although Josh Jacobs could have a day out because that's where the Broncos are pretty slim, I reckon they'll do enough to beat them. So, I reckon the Broncos will win and cover.
Yeah, I'll the Broncos. I've got
next to no faith.
Yeah,
Next game,
I have zero faith in the Broncos offense, but I reckon the Broncos defense will win it for them.
Yeah. That's a good one.
If you versus the Raiders, you just need to be good at one of them. Raiders probably need help.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gabby.
Next game, we got the Cowboys at.
Yeah, so that last game was an 8 o'clock game out of the 5 a.m. slate. So this one's 8:30, 8:25. Good game. Back-to-back good games for the Cowboys. Back-to-back away games for the Cowboys. Surely Minneapolis would be favourites, but it'll be close. I'm going to say 1.5 favourites. Minneapolis. Yeah, that's what I said. Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'm reading it. I'm reading. It's in Minneapolis. That's why I'm reading it.
Yeah.
Go to Minneapolis.
So who's favorite?
Minneapolis. I reckon the Vikings by 1.5 for the Vikings.
It's actually the Cowboys by 1.5.
After all,
What? That's it.
Yeah,
Minneapolis though.
Yeah, Dallas. That's the favorites. Is this on me or is it on you?
It's on you, mate.
I'm gonna take Dallas. Covered by
more than one. Absolutely take that back. I'm going with the Vikings. I reckon the Vikings are going to win.
Yeah, well, I'm a bit stumped by that line. Do they know something we don't know?
Potentially.
There's always a high chance, but the bookies seem.
Yeah, no, I am taking the Minneapolis, Minnesota.
1.5. So all they have to do.
Yeah. All right.
And
I'll take the Texas Dallas Cowboys then.
Yeah, beautiful. Next week, Bengals at the Steelers.
Cincinnati has to be favourites. I'm going to say 3.5, 4.5, 4.5. 3.5.
3.5 favourites. You'll see on days.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. It's my pick, isn't it? So the Cincinnati, Ohio Bengals will win and cover.
Yeah,
I'm going to agree
on that one. I reckon the Bengals have got this. I reckon they're going to win, and I reckon they're...
And my main reason for picking them is because I don't know where Pittsburgh what? Pittsburgh, I don't know where they are.
Don't test me on
You got the
geography.
You got the map. I know where it is, but I don't know what state it is. Where is it? I can see it in the background. Nah. Pittsburgh, yeah. I don't know what state it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Cool.
It's not no.
Google and then
Press on socials, just so everyone knows.
I imagine that someone will send me a message and I'll cop a bit of shit for it. But that's all right. We're going the Cincinnati, Ohio Bengals.
Yeah, beautiful. Next
We got the...
Good game. Good game. Kansas City on a bit of a roll. Chargers kind of not hitting their strides. I reckon maybe couldn't be that big. Maybe 6.5. Chiefs.
That's the
Probably fair. That's probably fair. The Kansas City, Kansas Chiefs. It's your pick.
Was the same.
We did.
I'm gonna say. Yeah, I think the Chiefs are gonna.
5.5.
I'm gonna go with my boy and lately Faf, our man Lyndon. He's a newly converted Chargers man, so I'm going to back him and Justin Herbert to cover with the Chiefs. I reckon the Chiefs will probably still win, but it'll be a tight game.
Yeah, you're saying a field goal in it rather than a touchdown?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
I will be. Later.
Next we have the Cardinals.
Yeah. So funny story. The Cards. I wasn't sure how the Cards were going to go. They got the win last week, and I thought, oh, how good Kyler Murray. You know, he's beaten all the I play Fortnite or I play whatever thing. Conspiracy that he doesn't do all his study and stuff. And they got the win. And then I look back and Kyler was out with that hamstring that you mentioned last week, and it was Colt McCoy that actually played and won. So, yeah. Oh,
So
there you
just-
go.
we don't have to
It's
retire
in
now.
Mexico.
Oh, this is
No,
the game.
that's right.
This is-
It's in Mexico City. Yeah.
There we go.
Estadio Azteca Stadium they're playing in.
Oh,
In
But
Mexico.
technically,
Right, so-
it's
I'm sure.
Yeah. I reckon I'll pick the line first, which will be 5.5 for San Fran.
no.
The one that's back.
It is 7.5. But it is
a
the
big
San Fran.
line. That's a big
Massive line.
I'm going to say that I'm going to back what I said last week. That I said the Bucks are more experienced, they'll travel better. So I'm going to say San Fran, more experienced, will travel better and will cover and win.
View on that.
I think San Fran.
Cover and win by enough. And a second.
Yeah. We've also got 4 teams on a bye. We've got the Miami, Florida Dolphins, the Seattle Seahawks, the Tampa Bay, Florida Buccaneers, and the Jacksonville, Florida Jaguars. A lot of Florida teams. And also another stat that we haven't put in there, the Tampa Bay Bucks and Tom Brady, 2-0 as a single man.
Yeah, so obviously as soon as that divorce was done,
It was.
He might
go on to win it.
Yeah.
Win it all.
Yeah. Bucks and Bucks versus Green Bay in the NFC Championship. Put your money.
but just keep cheering him on. It's all that matters.
Yeah.
They'll eventually get there.
You've had your first loss You've had your first loss, and there's a big chance you won't even make the playoffs. So we'll see what
Won't
happens.
even make the playoffs. Won't even make the playoffs. So we have to lose every game.
Well, you've got the best division in the league at the moment, which
Yeah, it's one of the good teams.
There was a stat that it was 7 of the 8 AFC and NFC teams are currently in the playoffs. The only one was maybe the Commanders that weren't in. So the Easts are quite strong at the moment, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see how we go, mate. You've got Green Bay not this week, next week. So
we'll both come there.
Just gotta give the
M's fighting words.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I will come head to toe. Don't you fucking worry about that.
I can't wait for you to try and
figure
under the helmet.
Over the helmet, yeah, it doesn't work, but I'll sort it out. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Well done, mate. We've made it through another week together. Good stuff.
Before you cut this off.
Sorry, the multi. So before we cut this off,
stop.
you have a multi for. I lost last week. I can't remember my multi, but I only had 2 legs and I got one of them, so that's pretty standard. I missed the scorer, whoever that was.
With that record, if you miss one leg, it's pretty much win anyway.
This is what we're going with.
It is. It definitely is. We got a spread against the spread. We're allowed. We're -1 every week or +1 every week.
Yeah, exactly.
Got
the first game. Got the Titans at the Packers.
Got a
See if it's what's good.
that potentially might be snowing. Who knows?
Yeah, I can guarantee.
So
I can guarantee you that it's snowing.
So just gone for a little.
three later with a bit of juice.
Yeah.
Time touchdown.
Aaron
7.5
rushing yards, and the juicy one.
touchdown.
So
That
that's
is-
paying.
Yeah, our boy.
If you
Yeah,
bet
but-
on Sportsbet, which are clearly our sponsor. Sportsbet.
Yeah.
You get it at $9.80. So you chuck $10 on, you get 100 bucks.
Nice. Yeah. It will be snowing and a little bit extra for also Maxie's Bagels. So my Packers and Maxie's Bagels are going all white. So the Bagels will be head to toe with their helmet. They'll wear the white helmet. And my Packers will have the cheese head on, but we'll be all white outfit too. So you won't even see us in the snow. So we won't know who scores.
Yeah, just blend into the field.
Maybe
Maybe there's a plan.
plan.
They might.
Might get a cheeky run through.
You'll just see a little brown ball just running around. And probably yellow helmet, but
So they're all camouflage.
yeah, it's perfect. Hey, smart by us. Let's pick a snow game to wear our white gear.
It's a big flex.
Big flex. All white with a yellow
Yeah,
helmet.
brilliant. Yeah, I love it. That's why you're. Who goes all green? Whatever. Actually, the Packers go all green too. So yeah.
Did you originally
Anyway, now
Packers because they're great goal.
gold? Was it like an Australian?
Nah, my dad used to always talk to me about these guys that were wearing cheese on their heads as a kid, and I don't know, just kind of always spoke about the cheese heads, and it just kind of went from there.
Okay, so you are
Just a cheese.
I am a genuine cheesehead Nuffy. I
Yeah.
didn't jump on no bandwagon.
Oh, the Philly boy.
Is that a dig at me?
No. I'm just I'm not having a crack at you. It was more just I'm just.
It's just been a beautiful.
Beautiful Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Next
it has
question.
been.
Question without warning.
Notice. Nice.
Oh.
Hang on, I can give you the. I can give it to you.
It's time for questions without notice.
Round 2.
Beautiful. What is your favorite cheese?
Oh, I'm not a. I'm a pretty boring cheese man. It used to be purely tasty, like.
Oh yeah,
I'd have tasty cheese on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
but
I guess
my missus, she. Yeah, no, go on.
Make anything into a hat. Cheddar's probably going to be the one that you want. Nice
nice
and,
and withstand the weather a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. It's a real, it's a hard cheese. But, well, it was in the name for me. It's tasty cheese. It's not, it's obviously tastes good. So,
I love it.
yeah. But no, since my missus kind of broadened my palate, and I'd probably say feta at the moment. It's fucking, I love a bit of
Oh,
feta.
nice, beautiful.
Yeah.
Where does it happen?
Yeah.
That's a sample.
Nah.
No.
Yeah, nah. You're right. I'll probably just stick to the old Swiss cheese helmet up there.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Nice. Real interesting. We're just broadening our palates here. It's great.
That's what
Listeners too.
Try new cheese this week.
All the fam. That's it. Just stay away from blue cheese. That shit's crap.
No one hear that.
Yeah. No, and it's my opinion. My podcast, my opinion.
Oh, be a horrible hat.
Blue.
You'd stink.
You'd really stink.
God. That would, as I say, that would be a real smelly cheese. Yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
All right, mate. We've talked enough shit for the moment, so we'll get into the usual. If you like it, tell your friends, your family, and who produces cheese. What are the cheese producers?
Cheese farmer. I don't know. Dairy.
Nah, they have a name.
That?
Fromage.
Yeah, I think so. Oh,
Fromage is just
cheese in French.
So I know. Tell your local fromage creator.
Fromagerie.
Let them know.
Your local fromagerie.
Fromagerie. Yeah, let them know about the podcast. They'll love playing their tunes to the fromage as it's growing its blue cheese. Make sure you leave us a rating. Leave us a 5 stars. It really does help us out. Write a review on YouTube. Make sure you put in a couple of comments. You can find us on all of the socials. Instagram is anygivensunday.au, Twitter, AGSAU podcast, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube are all Any Given Sunday Australia. They're all taken off. We're going viral, so make sure you get around us while we're just a little minnow before we go through the roof in Australia.
Absolutely. Thank you all for those that have already done it. But it hasn't jumped
on board.
Get around us. And as always, mate, I'm going to send all the juju to my boys, the Green Bay Packers. Go the boys. Go the Pack. Yeah, you need it now. Oh, Jesus. Good work, mate. I'll see you Tuesday.
Right.